Here are your facts and figures. As of September 2024, the average transaction price for a new car in the US was $47,870. The average monthly car payment for a new car, $734. Average loan amount, $41,000. Average interest rate, 6.84%. Average loan term, 68.48 months. It's undeniable. The automotive market has taken a dark, frustrating turn, and it doesn't look like it will improve anytime soon. Let's be clear. The days of reasonably priced vehicles are rapidly fading in the rearview mirror. If you are hoping that inflated prices would finally hit reverse, think again. The grim reality is that we may be stuck with outrageously high car prices for the foreseeable future, and worse yet, it could become the norm. Forget about that old saying, what goes up must come down. That does not seem to apply to car prices as we approach 2025. In fact, the notion of returning to pre-pandemic price levels is nothing more than wishful thinking. Before COVID-19, vehicle prices used to rise with inflation, in line with disposable incomes. But those days are long gone. Sure, there was a time when interest rates were low and sales were booming, with more than 17 million vehicles sold annually between 2015 and 2018. But the pandemic threw everything into a blender, sending car prices skyrocketing. Between 2020 and 2022, average transaction prices for vehicles in the US jumped from around 35 grand to 45 grand. This according to J.D. Power. Supply chain disruptions, rising labor costs, and an influx of technological add-ons further fueled this surge. Today, even with inflation easing off slightly, prices remain stubbornly high. So if you're hoping for a return to sanity in car prices, remember, you're not David Blaine. Don't hold your breath. At this point, affordability in the car market is nothing more than a cruel joke. While automakers have thrown in some incentives trying to lure buyers with discounts and deals, these are mere Pikachu band-aids on a much larger problem. Automakers have jacked up the MSRP, and even with the added incentives, the prices remain jaw-droppingly high. Leasing has become a go-to strategy for some people to avoid paying the full bloated price. But let's face it, leasing is a trap where you pay and pay and pay without ever owning anything. The share of leased vehicles have jumped from 15% in October 2022 to 21% in 2024. Sure, you might save a few bucks monthly, but in the long run, you're left holding nothing but an empty wallet. And don't think for a moment that this affordability crisis will resolve itself. With rising labor costs under new union contracts, the electrification of vehicles, and the growing complexity of modern cars, manufacturers are hardly motivated to lower prices anytime soon. What's worse, insurance costs are climbing as much as 25% over the past year. When you combine that with rising repair bills due to increasingly sophisticated technology under the hood, owning a car has become a financial nightmare. What does the future hold for auto sales, Dave? Well, don't expect a miraculous comeback. The Federal Reserve may have cut interest rates, signaling a potentially lower rate environment in the near future, but that's a small silver lining in an otherwise dark cloud. Sure, U.S. light vehicle sales might claw their way up from the current level of 15.9 million units in 2024, but here's the ugly truth. We may never again see the glory days of 17 million units sold annually. What's more, middle-class buyers are being systematically priced out of the new car market. Even if economic growth continues, as the experts optimistically predict, the new vehicle market has become an exclusive club just for the wealthy. For the rest of us, we're left scrambling for overpriced used vehicles with even fewer affordable options as dealerships attempt to recoup losses from dwindling new car sales. This is a vicious cycle, and it's not breaking anytime soon. So, are expensive cars here to stay? You better believe it. The unfortunate reality is that inflated prices have become embedded in the auto industry's DNA, with no clear path to affordability and rising costs across the board. From the showroom to the repair shop, consumers like you and me are being squeezed harder than ever. The road ahead looks anything but smooth, and for those hoping for a return to the good old days of affordable cars, consider this your wake-up call. For what it's worth, you can see the lowest advertised prices in your city or town right now by visiting quotes.everymandriver.com. Using the drop-down menu, select the make, model, and your zip code to gain access to insider information on dealer pricing. If you don't like what you're looking for in your area or don't find it, that's okay. Expand that zip code. If you're willing to drive a few miles outside your area, You could save a few hundred, possibly a few $1,000s on a new or used vehicle by visiting quotes.everymandriver.com. There's also a direct link below this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay updated with the latest insights from the automotive world. Hope to see you next time. Today's video is brought to you by The Cold Plunge. Use discount code DAVE150 at checkout at thecoldplunge.com. Immediately save $150 off your purchase. That's DAVE150 at thecoldplunge.com. There's also a link below this video.